68 teams started this tournament. Now there are 4: Michigan, Arizona, UConn, and Illinois. And I've been sitting with this all week because I think that the way that these 4 teams got here is one of the most honest pictures of how God works in your life that I've ever seen. Let me show you what I mean. You have to hear this story if you missed it. Blue Bloods going after it. UConn against Duke, and UConn finding itself the number 4 seed in their bracket, down 15 points at halftime against Duke, the number 1 overall seed. The whole country is on the edge of their seats. The announcers are basically doing UConn's funeral prep, and in 10 seconds, Duke's players play hot potato with the basketball with 10 seconds left on the clock. And 3 passes later, enter Braylon Mullins. 33 feet from the basket, 1 second on the clock, he fires it up, it goes in, nothing but net, string music, and UConn wins 73-72. Devastated, Duke goes home. And only 13% of all brackets had UConn instead of Duke at 61% in the Final Four. Here's what gets me about that moment. Mullins didn't luck into that shot. The kid of a high school basketball coach, Mr. Basketball of Indiana in 2025, he's been putting up shots in empty gyms his entire life.
Yeah, I think repetition is the most important thing.
And I think about how many of us are in our own halftime right now, down 15, looking at the scoreboard thinking this is over. I'm too far behind. I'm too far behind the business, the marriage, the calling, whatever it is. God specializes in the second half. You know, the Bible says in Romans chapter 8, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him. Not some things, but in all things, even the things that look like a 15-point deficit at halftime. Then there's Illinois. Their last Final Four, 2005. 21 years ago. They have been grinding, they've been rebuilding, getting close, falling short for 2 decades. And this year quietly, with a roster of players from 5 different countries, including Peja Stojakovic, the NBA great, his son Andre Stojakovic, and a freshman that nobody wanted named Keaton Wagler, who couldn't even get a scholarship offer from his home state school from Kansas, and he was Mr. Basketball. They're in the Final Four for the first time in 21 years. Nobody gave them a storyline. Nobody put them on a poster. They just kept building. And that's the part of the faith journey that nobody talks about. The 21 years between promises, the decade of faithfulness before the breakthrough. Joseph was in prison for years before he was in the palace. Your timeline is not behind. It's just not on everyone else's schedule. Here's the thing that most people don't realize about the Final Four. These 4 teams, Michigan, Arizona, UConn, Illinois, they didn't get here because they were perfect. They got here because they survived. Michigan survived close games. Arizona came back from behind against Purdue. UConn literally needed a miracle shot. Illinois had to get out of a 21-year drought. Every single one of them has a scar from the tournament. And I think that's the picture. Hebrews 12 tells us to run the race with endurance set before you, not someone else's race, your Final Four. The question isn't whether you'll face adversity. The question is, are you still in the game? Final Four is on Saturday. Michigan versus Arizona, UConn versus Illinois, Lucas Oil Stadium, Indianapolis. I'll be watching, probably yelling too much and finding myself an underdog. But whatever tip-off, ask yourself this: what round are you in right now? Are you playing like someone who believes they can still make it to the Final Four? Because God hasn't called the final buzzer on your season yet. Drop your championship pick in the comments now and tell me what round you feel like you're in right now. I actually want to know. And the last thing, and I mean this, you can only take yourself so far on your own. Every team in that Final Four has a coach. Nobody gets there alone. That's exactly why I created The Great Life, a coaching community where I get to walk with you bi-weekly, help you get clear on your next move, and build the kind of life you are actually designed to live. Not drifting, not stuck, moving forward with purpose. If you're ready for that, go to mikehigh.tv and let's get started. Links in the description. Let's go.